Hello everyone, Z808 here and welcome to today's video, the beginner's guide on the new event Mirror World Madness. This limited event is from December 28, 2023 to January 28, 2024, which is a whole month long. I will go over some of the basic mechanics of this event as well as some essential tips that will help you get started. It may be a bit confusing in the beginning and some mechanics are not fully explained, however, that's why you're watching this video. We'll first look at the possible rewards, then your home base, followed by the strongholds and how the battles work. Finally, a few must-know tips so you can be successful at the end of the event. Please pay close attention to this part if you want the best rewards. It is possible to lose the ability to get the best rewards if you skip dailies. You obtain glorious emblems by capturing strongholds, completing missions, and doing dailies. There are 9 stages to this event, and you can see here in the world progress. Each stage has different rewards, and the last stage is the big boss. Everyone in your server cluster contribute to this. Everyone will get the rewards shown here once the stage completes, and your own map will open the next area if you complete at least 50% of the current stage map. If you capture most of the strongholds and complete dailies, you can get all of the normal rewards. This requires only 120,000 glorious emblems. However, if you want the max rewards, we need to look at the ranking rewards. There are 147,907 emblems total, and to get them all, you need to capture all strongholds, complete all missions, and complete all dailies from stage 1 to stage 8. Dailies in stage 9 will not provide emblem, but you will get the normal rewards. That means if you skip any of the dailies during stage 1 to stage 8, you will never get the maximum emblems possible, and you will always be lower ranked than someone who do all of them even if they complete all of them after you. If you want to be in the top ranks, you need to complete all strongholds in stage 9 once the server resets. Whoever reaches maximum emblems first will be rank 1 and so forth. Good luck fighting for the top 10 spots if your server cluster is super competitive. There are also shops on the overworld in the different stages between stage 2 and 8, and there is a building you should already be built in the floating city called the Vault or Creation. So since I haven't unlocked any of the other stages, I can't show you the shops. However, if you go to your floating city, you have already built this particular building. It's loading, called the Secret Vault or Creation, and then with the items that you get, you'll be able to purchase these very nice rewards. Moving on, once you start the event, the game will guide you to the floating island and build your Federation tent. Here you will choose your alliance path upgrades that will make your units a lot more powerful than they will ever be. I have a recommendation for the first path to choose to make things a lot easier, and also keep in mind that you're able to reset the upgrades by using Trinity Crystals right over here. The first reset is only 20 crystals. You will be given 5 upgrades for free, and you can find more alliance oath upgrades by capturing strongholds. At your base, there are 4 types of resources: Magic Wedge, Tough Alloyed, Reinforcement Boards, and Glorious Emblems. All of these can be obtained by capturing strongholds. The Glorious Emblems are used specifically for upgrading your Supreme Command Post, and the game does it automatically. As you upgrade the command post, you'll be given more of the other resources at specific levels of the command post. I found one thing very confusing when looking at the resources here at the top. If the left hand side actually represent the resources that you are currently using. The right side is your total amount of resources you have. However, you need to calculate the difference yourself to figure out how many extra resources you have in order to build new buildings or upgrade them. Now, for example, if you look at my Federation 10, in order to upgrade from level 2 to level 3, I need an additional difference between the left and the right of 3,600, and that's why it is red. So once that threshold over here changes, then you'll be able to grade them. So again, Not sure why Zilong did this, but it does make it a little bit more difficult since you have to manually calculate it. But basically, just make sure that it is not red, and you should be able to upgrade or build new buildings. Next, let's take a look at the Alliance Oath upgrades. The left-hand side, these three with the swords, are offense upgrades, and the right-hand side are the defensive upgrades. Most upgrades per faction are similar, but the upgrades for specific faction buffers are unique. For example, like this. It would take too long to look at each faction in this guide, so I recommend you looking at the faction that will benefit you the most. I also have specific recommended faction near the end of the guide. Just to give you an idea, you will get 5 Alliance Oath at level 110, another 5 Alliance Oath at level 2, and so forth. As mentioned earlier, you also get Alliance Oath by capturing special strongholds. For the soldier training rounds, you can upgrade your units by spending tactic points. You can obtain more points by upgrading the training ground or capturing special strongholds. Each type of tactic points is specific to the type of soldiers, and there's no additional costs besides the tactics points itself. So upgrading offensive types for attackers, such as these, and then defensive types for tanks, and so forth. Last is Languisher's memory buildings. You can choose the upgrade that you feel you need to use, and you can switch between each upgrade freely, and you're not locked into any specific ones. You can do that, or you can do that. In order to have additional upgrades, you need to level up your command post to unlock more construction limits on this building, and as you build more buildings, you can have more upgrades. From what I heard, there are a maximum of 6 buildings, and there will eventually be an upgrade to increase +1 range. That one is highly recommended. Next, we look at the overworld map. There are different types of nodes with strongholds in them. Most of the nodes have strongholds that allow you to dispatch specific number of units with special conditions. Once the expected capture time is up, it will automatically capture the stronghold. The higher level of the stronghold, the condition becomes increasingly difficult. Then there are these little green nodes. These green nodes, once you capture all of them, it will allow you to station heroes that will give you additional resources such as these. Then there's also village and towns. Village and towns have special strongholds that will give you special rewards such as Alliance Oaths, tactic points, memory fragments, keys, and later supplies. These special stronghold must be captured manually. So let me just show you which one I haven't complete. For example, you cannot dispatch them. Okay. Please be aware that each hero can only be used once a day. You can reuse any hero as long as you have enough supplies. These supplies. And so far, I was not able to find any on day 1 or any of the stage 1 strongholds shown. From an outside source, I was told there are a total of 500 supplies available, and you will need around 135 supplies if you plan to reuse the same heroes to clear strongholds when the last stage 9 starts. Since I'm not able to verify that information, please plan accordingly. Certain bosses, let's go to the boss node here. Okay, I have special requirements, so you need the Thorn Charm in order to even start. I believe the Thorn Charm is located, actually here. You gotta capture all of this entire node in order to get the item. And the bosses at the end of this stage are hard. They are not called bosses for nothing, so be prepared with your best team. Keep in mind that the Alliance Oath upgrades will give you significant power upgrades, so build your team and upgrades as you see fit. I hope to provide an advanced guide as soon as possible as I have more information. Finally, we are at the tips section. Tip number 1. Meteor Alliance Oath upgrades are very strong. So this one over here, down here. Now the reason for this is because the offensive skill evolution for Shadow Raid allows you to attack the enemy hero directly, bypassing their soldiers. In addition, the cooldown is reduced by 2 turns. That means you can spam this skill. With SP Sherry, you can use this skill twice every 2 turns because of her act again. I was able to clear a good number of stronghold with just SP Sherry and Epsilon as the faction buffer. And with Epsilon faction buff, let me find him here. If you unlock his faction boost, you will also be able to, when you kill any unit, enemy unit or any of your units dies, you will be able to get a free heal as well. So you technically don't need a healer. This is pretty OP. So technically, and once you clear a stronghold, then you can use supplies, refresh the 2 of them, and move on to the next one. Tip number 2, use your equipment wisely. Once a hero is used for the day, you are not allowed to use their gears for other heroes as well. I really do not like this design, but it is what it is. So when you use a dispatch function, look at the conditions carefully and unequip or equip gears accordingly. This is especially important for accounts that are fairly new and have limited good gears to use. So let me give you an example. So this is Elma. I want to change her equipment, for example, to someone who already been used. And if I try to do it, it won't allow me to change the equipment because of the limitation. Tip number 3, do your dailies. It's right here under events. You can redo them on the same day if you fail. However, if you miss one daily during stage 1 to stage 8, you will never get the maximum of emblems and will rank lower than anyone who gets them all. If you want good rewards at the end, do your dailies. They become available with the normal server resets and should only take a few minutes. Since I already done them, it is empty, but I'm telling you now, please do your dailies. Last but not least, tip number 4, be prepared for boss battles. As you can see, it is level 80. They're meant to be hard and you want to make sure you have enough supplies to free up specific heroes. I've heard long-range casters are particularly strong versus bosses. And that's it for now. It is a long event, but so far it has been interesting, at least for me. Good luck everyone. If you find this guide helpful, remember to subscribe to this channel, give a like, and comment below. Remember to have fun, and aloha.